There's a moment many older adults know well. You turn off the lights, you lie down, hoping for rest. The house is quiet, your body is tired, and then your mind wakes up. Thoughts that were whispers during the day suddenly become loud, persistent, sharp. You wonder, why now? Why at this age? Why at night? But here's the truth. Your mind isn't getting worse. Your thoughts aren't a sign of decline. They're a sign that you've lived a long, meaningful, complicated life, and your heart is finally trying to speak. Tonight, we're going to explore why, and more importantly, how to finally find the peace you deserve. Take a breath. You're safe here. Let's begin. 1. Your mind isn't louder. Your life is deeper. When you were young, thoughts came and went quickly. You worried about simple things: work, bills, relationships, deadlines. Your mind didn't have time for depth. But as you grow older, something changes. Your inner world becomes richer, heavier, more reflective. Your memories accumulate like layers of paint on a canvas. Decades of joy, loss, sacrifice, love, regret, gratitude, and unspoken emotions. Young people think in lines. Older people think in chapters. So when your mind seems loud, it's not because you're falling apart. It's because you're finally hearing the full story of your life. You're hearing the hopes you once had, the grief you carried quietly, the moments you wish you could revisit, the versions of yourself you left behind, the love you gave that wasn't always returned, the dreams that came true and the ones that didn't. This is not noise. This is wisdom rising. For decades, you were busy surviving. Now, in your quieter years, your heart finally asks, what did it all mean? And that question has weight. The kind of weight only a long life can create. 2. Why nighttime is the hardest. During the day, your attention is scattered. There are conversations, tasks, routines, appointments, even small distractions. The television, the newspaper, the sound of a neighbor's car. But at night, everything slows down. Your nervous system shifts. Your environment becomes calm. And the mind, with nothing competing for its attention, finally turns inward. This is not a malfunction. This is biology. The brain processes unfinished emotional business when the world gets quiet. For younger people, that might mean replaying a stressful meeting or a breakup. For older adults, it often means something much deeper. Old memories resurfacing. Faces of loved ones who have passed. Regrets that were buried under responsibility. Fears about aging, independence, or health. Reflections on a life that feels both long and unbelievably short. Nighttime opens the door to thoughts you never had the time or courage to face during your younger years. And here's something many seniors never get told. Your mind becomes more active at night because your heart has been waiting decades for silence. Not because you're broken, not because something is wrong, but because this is the first time in your life. You don't have to rush anymore. Your heart finally whispers, now that it's quiet, can we talk? 3. The emotional weight of aging. Aging is not just physical, it's emotional, deeply emotional, and the mind carries weight that younger generations cannot understand. Because as you age, you develop a rare kind of clarity. The clarity that comes from having lived long enough to look back. You begin to see the moments you're proud of, the mistakes that still sting, the people you miss deeply, the chances you didn't take, the words you wish you had said, the forgiveness you gave or never received, the versions of yourself that no longer exist. Psychologists call this life review, and it's a normal, even healthy, part of aging. But it's not easy. No one warns you that remembering your life can feel like reopening a book with dog-eared pages and forgotten chapters. No one tells you that grief doesn't disappear with time. It simply becomes quieter until night brings it forward again. No one explains that the older you become, the more your thoughts shift from achievement to meaning. You start wondering, did I live well? Did I love well? Did I make a difference? Did I spend my life the way I should have? With age comes honesty, sometimes gentle, sometimes painful, always real. And because your mind has fewer places to hide, because your days are slower, because your responsibilities are fewer, your thoughts finally rise to the surface. Not to hurt you, but to be acknowledged. Your mind is not loud because you're lost. Your mind is loud because it's finally safe to speak. 4. Loneliness makes the mind louder. There is a truth many older adults carry quietly. Aging often brings a kind of loneliness that has nothing to do with being alone. You can live with family and still feel unseen. You can talk to people every day and still feel unheard. You can sit in a full room and still feel like a memory fading into the background. Loneliness at this age is different from loneliness at 25 or 40. It's quieter, deeper, more private. You don't want to burden your children with your worries. You don't want to tell your friends because they're carrying their own struggles. You don't want to sound negative or emotional or old. So you keep everything inside. And thoughts kept inside do not shrink. They echo. Silence has a way of amplifying whatever the heart has avoided. For many seniors, nighttime isn't scary because it's dark. It's scary because it's quiet. Quiet enough to remember. Quiet enough to regret. Quiet enough to fear. Quiet enough to feel everything you pushed aside for decades. But here's the gentle truth. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling lonely. Humans were never designed to grow older without support, understanding, or soft companionship. Your thoughts get louder not because your mind is weakening, but because your heart is asking for connection. And connection can still happen, even now, even tonight, even at this stage of life. 5. The 3 silent fears of aging. Every age has its fears, but the fears of older adulthood are unlike any others. They are quiet, private, and rarely spoken aloud. 1. The fear of losing independence. You worry about becoming a burden. You worry about depending on others too much. You worry about your body changing faster than your spirit. This fear can make your thoughts race with questions like, what if something happens and no one is there? What if I can't take care of myself one day? This fear is deep because it touches the core of dignity. 2. The fear of being forgotten. Not intentionally ignored, but slowly fading into the background of everyone's busy lives. Older adults often wonder, do I still matter? Does anyone truly see me? Would they notice if I was gone today, or would it take time? This fear is not vanity. It's human. Every heart wants to feel visible. 3. The fear of unfinished emotional business. There are relationships you wish had healed, words you wish you had said, goodbyes that never happened, love that never had closure, apologies that were never received, pain that was never acknowledged. At night, these unresolved chapters return, not to punish you, but to be recognized. And all 3 fears, independence, invisibility, unfinished business, share one thing in common. They make the mind louder, because the mind speaks the loudest when the heart feels the most vulnerable. 6. How to soften the noise of an aging mind. Calming your mind at this stage of life is not about thinking less. It's about thinking differently, with more compassion and less judgment. Here are 5 gentle, science-backed practices that work particularly well for older adults. 1. Name your thoughts out loud. When thoughts stay in your head, they multiply. When you say them out loud, even to an empty room, you reduce their power. Try saying, I'm feeling overwhelmed tonight. I'm afraid of losing control. I miss someone and it hurts. Labeling emotions helps the brain relax. It switches from survival mode to understanding mode. 2. Slow breathing with long exhales, 4 to 2 to 6 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Long exhales calm the vagus nerve, the part of your body that whispers to your brain, "You are safe, you can let go now." Older adults benefit from this more than any age group. 3. Reduce internal pressure. You've spent your entire life being strong, dependable, responsible. Now your mind needs something else: permission to rest. Let yourself say, "I don't have to figure everything out tonight. I don't need to hold everything alone anymore. It's okay to take life slower now." This shift alone quiets the mind dramatically. 4. Revisit memories with kindness, not judgment. Aging gives you the gift of perspective. But perspective sometimes hurts. When memories arise, try whispering, "I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. I was human, not perfect. I forgive the old version of me." Compassion is the strongest antidote to overthinking. 5. Create a nightly phrase that tells your mind to settle. For many seniors, this one sentence changes everything. "Not every thought needs my attention." Or, "I can come back to this tomorrow." Or simply, "Enough for today." Your brain listens to the tone you use. When you speak softly to yourself, your mind softens too. 7. You are not declining. You are awakening. Here is something few people say out loud. Thinking deeply is not a sign of aging. It is a sign of understanding. The older you get, the more life invites you to reflect. What mattered? What didn't? What you want to hold? What you're finally ready to release? You are not overthinking. You are processing. You are not too emotional. You are remembering. You are not becoming weaker. You are becoming more human than you've ever been. If your thoughts feel heavy tonight, place your hand on your heart and remind yourself, you are safe. You have survived everything so far. You are not alone in this feeling. You are allowed to rest your mind. Your thoughts are not the enemy. They are the last conversations between you and your life. 8. A closing message for your heart in this season of your life. As this time together comes to an end, I want to speak directly to the part of you that feels tired, that feels overwhelmed, that feels like your mind has been running without rest. Take a slow breath in and let it out gently. You are here. You are safe. You are still becoming. And there is something important you need to hear. Your thoughts are not a sign that something is wrong with you. Your thoughts are a sign that you've lived. You've lived through love and heartbreak, through victories and disappointments, through raising others while sometimes forgetting yourself, through moments of deep joy and moments you still don't have words for. Your mind remembers all of it because your heart felt all of it. And now, in the quiet of your later years, your thoughts are not trying to trouble you. They're trying to understand the story of your life. So if your mind becomes loud tonight, I want you to try something gentle. Place your hand over your chest, feel the rise and fall of your breath, and tell yourself softly, "I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to let go. I don't need to carry everything anymore." Let those words sink into the space inside you that has worked so hard for so many decades just to keep going. You have spent years being strong for others. You have carried responsibilities no one saw. You have endured losses that left invisible scars. You have loved people deeply, even when it hurt. And after a lifetime of holding so much, you deserve softness. You deserve understanding. You deserve peace in your mind. You deserve rest in your heart. It is okay to slow down now. It is okay to let life be quieter. It is okay to take gentle steps. It is okay not to have everything figured out. And if tonight becomes another night when memories return, when regrets whisper, when fears speak, when loneliness sits beside you, don't fight it. Don't blame yourself. Don't think something is wrong. Instead, try saying, "Thank you, mind, for reminding me that I am still alive and I still feel. Because feeling, even when it is heavy, is proof that your heart is still open. And as long as your heart is open, your life is still unfolding. Your story is not finished. There are still moments waiting for you. Moments of peace, moments of clarity, moments of connection, moments of unexpected joy. No matter your age, you are still becoming. You are still learning how to live. And there is nothing too late about that. So, as we end this time together, I want to leave you with a final whisper. You have lived enough. You have tried enough. You have given enough. And now, you deserve to rest. May tonight be gentle to your mind. May tomorrow be kinder to your heart. And may you carry the truth with you always. You are not your thoughts. You are the soul who has survived them. Thank you for spending this time with me. Rest well. You've earned it.